Sorry.
That's all right. Who cares if I die?
You might be wondering why I'm using a breathing mask right now while spraying my hair. Really, it's just because when you're using a conventional hairspray that's full of chemicals, well, breathing in those toxins is the fastest way for them to get into your body and your bloodstream. So if you are using regular hairspray brands like this around your kids, your family, or your pets, then there is something we need to talk about.
But if you're using them around your enemies, it's good.
Exactly.
Oh.
Ready? I'm Vanessa and...
I'm Josh.
And we are here to talk about hairspray and all the bad things in it. You ready to do some illustrations to help our viewers?
I'm ready to explain, because you use all your fancy science words. I'm going to explain in layman terms to the
Still
the
smell
masses.
it. So, the first thing you need to keep in mind is that hairspray is basically glue in a can. A common ingredient is polyvinyl pyrrolidone, or PVP, which is also the main component that's found in wood glue. That's like really, really strong stuff. I've used that stuff to fix my chairs and it lasts for years. So just keep that in mind. And that's suspected of being a toxic for the liver and for the intestines, which is not fun.
Do you want a chair?
I like how the glue is in proportion, size-wise, to the person. So the problem also is that when this really strong glue gets into the hairspray, it obviously needs to be dissolved. You can't just squirt like glue in your hair. So a common solvent to do that is an organic alcohol called propylene glycol, which is all over the place these days. And that's a low-level health concern. It may affect the immune system. It could be irritant for the skin, eyes, nose, and mouth as well. How are your helpful illustrations going?
He's irritated. His skin is on fire. Ah! But only mildly.
You know, propylene glycol is often also found in food as a preservative, weirdly. I always see it when I'm reading ingredients of like sandwiches in cafes, and it's really creepy.
That's why I avoid sandwiches in cafes.
Exactly. I'm not going to name the cafes, but anyway. So
you're so fancy in your cafes. I don't even know if I can find one.
Fancy. So also the cans themselves, obviously with all this toxic stuff in them, they can start to corrode on the inside. So there's a chemical to stop that as well. And you know, these things all just add together to be really bad for your skin and your eyes and your lungs, as you can quite literally feel when you're spraying this stuff all over your hair.
It's the anti-corrosive thing inside the can.
I don't really understand what you're doing.
Well, that was to explain the things in the can. Anyway, this is you at the fancy cafe.
I thought you'd be drawing molecules or something science-y. Anyway.
I'm really trying to dumb it
down. You
down.
gotta keep up with me.
Okay,
We're moving on to plasticizers, which are another chemical. And these are there to make sure that the product and the glue, that it all just stays flexible, so you're getting this natural look in your hair again that's not like clumped and weighing down with glue. But these are a really high level health concern. They're suspected of causing reproductive, gastrointestinal, liver, skin, organ problems. Also suspected to be an endocrine disruptor, which as I've mentioned before means your hormones get messed up with. And that's kind of the worst thing to mess with, I think. Especially in Josh's case, because he already has a hard time finding a date. So
a lot of trouble. So here's plastic-sized your hair. It's a piece of Lego on your hair, and then but it messed with your reproductive system.
Devil baby.
Your devil baby. And then your hormones.
Hairspray gave me a devil baby.
Your hormones messed up. You feel.
You can go that way
sexy
on the board
towards
too.
me.
You look like you're uncomfortable over there.
Well, you know, I'm always uncomfortable.
Okay, well, feel free to move around back there.
Okay.
So, lastly, there is liquid gas inside the can, which is the thing that forces all of those ingredients out of that tiny little spout into a beautiful fine mist. Toxic, deathly mist. So the good thing is that there are no more CFCs or chlorofluorocarbons in these sort of aerosol cans. So they're not eating away at the ozone layer. However, they've gotten replaced with this fancy-dancy hydrofluorocarbons, or HFCs, and those are much better, but they're really just sort of the lesser of two evils. They're still a greenhouse gas and not really so great for the environment.
The world
either.
greenhouse gassing, but slightly smaller.
You just
than
do someone farting.
Well, that's you said liquid gas.
Oh.
You throw me the ball, I spike it.
Okay. So that are you?
That's
okay.
Josh, just so people don't think, is that
Okay,
Vanessa?
so those are all the evil things in your conventional hairsprays, most likely at least. So what are you supposed to do with this? You either do as I did, you get a gas mask, which you can find, I don't even know where you find a gas mask, an army store or something, or you hold your breath, or close your eyes, or even better, look for natural hairsprays. So if you tune into our next video, you can see Josh and I putting some all-natural, safe hairsprays to the test. And Josh is even going to become our hairstylist, I believe.
Yes.
Is that very nice?
That's
very
you wearing
nice.
a gas mask.
This is a very beautiful illustration.
Yeah.
So that's it. Are you finished drawing?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I don't know if I ever began, really.
That's our good report on hairsprays. Stay tuned for next time. I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Josh, the hairstylist.
Bye.